Hey everyone. So, this one is a classic for me and this channel, and I actually have an update. Not a big one, but an update nonetheless. This taught me what a Karen was. I was told to use the word Karen, and I tried, and I failed miserably. Because of that, I am redoing some of this video to insert new comments and remove the old ones because I don't feel quite the same as I did before, and I don't believe Grandma deserves quite that much heat. So, let's get to it.
Colleen Smith versus William Fantasia and Perseverance. People could just have like Joe or Susan, Mary, something. I don't know why it. Anyway, never mind.
Colleen Smith is here.
All right, Miss Smith. And I think I have Miss.
Yes.
Okay. Are the other individuals?
This is Perseverance and this is William.
Aww.
Hold on. Who's
The baby.
is who?
He's Perseverance.
That's Perseverance.
Yes.
Oh, so you did that on purpose. That poor little baby. No, I'm kidding. Okay. No, that's my bad. I shouldn't have said that.
It's fine.
Okay, so how old is the baby?
He's 4 months.
Ma'am, you can't sue the baby.
My other 2 minor children are also down as well.
I'm not suing them. The court, when I filed the paperwork, court said I had to put everybody down that was in the home, including the children. It wasn't something I wanted to do, just something that the court told me I had.
Okay, so all right. You can't sue a 4-month-old baby.
Well, I didn't want to. I don't want
Unless
to
you're
sue
going to tell me
anybody.
unless you're going to tell me that the baby can read, which I don't think so. So here's what we're going to do. First thing we're going to do. So William, whom?
Me.
That's you. All right, and then you're Mr. The only. I only have 3 names on here, but did they put more names on? Oh, dear goodness. Okay.
Yeah, she had me write everything on there.
No, I understand, ma'am. I just got to clean this up because
Sorry, this is what they told me.
no, and I'll try to correct that. They shouldn't have said it to you that way. Okay. So
Yeah,
William and Fantasia, you are adults.
Yes.
You are the ones that signed the lease.
no, they never signed a lease. They just came
Okay,
into
but you're the
home.
one. Okay. All right. You're the ones that rented the property.
They didn't
right?
rent the property.
We don't
We
rent.
just
We were
showed
just
up.
staying with his mom. She rents. We don't rent. His mother does. And we
Okay.
stay with
Okay.
her.
Hold on a moment. Okay. So, all right. In whatever this scenario is, you guys are the 2 adults.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
And then Perseverance is a minor.
Yes.
And is it Azalea?
Yes.
See, that one I get. That's a flower. I get that one. All right. So, all right. That's a minor also.
Yes.
And then it just says to Sean, no last name. That's a minor. I'm presuming.
Yes.
All right. So first thing I'm going to do is defendants 3, 4, and 5 are minors and dismissed from the action. Okay. All right. Okay. So now that I've got the party straight, so there's only defendants 1 and 2 that are alive. Okay. So okay, explain to me this tenancy situation. Ms. Smith,
Yes,
who are you to these individuals?
I am William's grandmother.
Okay. And you own the house?
I do own the home, yes. My daughter is currently renting. I told her I have her renting there until the kids grew up. They grew up. William moved out of the home, moved in with Fantasia. And then in December, they came back to the home. And I tried to talk to them about, because there's not enough room, not appropriate bedrooms and stuff in the home. So I tried to talk to them about some kind of agreement, and they didn't want to talk to me about it.
That's
And
not true. I would
Hold
just like to
on,
say,
hold
that's
on,
not
hold
true.
on, hold on. Okay,
if she's going to dispute everything I say, what's the point? But anyway,
well,
I'm paying
that's
electric.
the reason we have courts.
Okay,
Go
I'm
ahead.
paying the electric, I'm paying the gas, I am paying the trash and the removal. My daughter supposed to pay 600 a month. Sometimes she can, sometimes she can't. The other month she only paid 300. They are also moving out of the home because I want to sell the home. I am trying to get a trailer for them. And I need the home cleaned out. They've broken windows. There's a door. We went there the other day. The storm window was broken out. The door was wide open. I've had to put money in to replace pipes and drains, and had to have it rooted out. The
Okay.
last time
Hold on, ma'am, hold on a second. Who's your daughter?
my daughter,
William's mother.
Angela Ritchie, and she's not on the notice. She's paying rent. And so it's just Fantasia and William that moved in and aren't paying
But
anything.
hold on. If she,
Also,
why, hold on, please. Why is it, what's your daughter's name?
Angela Ritchie.
Okay. So they came in, she's renting the home in some way.
Correct.
William and Fantasia come into the home basically by her invitation.
Well, that's what
Right.
they said. She said
I have text proof.
I don't
So
know.
hold on, just stop. Is that correct, Miss Smith?
Not to my knowledge, but they say it is. I was never told.
Well, but ma'am, how are they gonna, they just walked into the house and just sat down? I mean,
Well, they said
there's somebody renting the premises, your daughter, Miss
Correct.
Ritchie.
correct,
These individuals come into the home,
correct.
right? So why isn't Miss Ritchie filing an action to remove them if they're not supposed to be there? Question mark.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's my home. I didn't know she had to.
Okay. Are you kicking Angela Ritchie out?
I am trying, yes, I'm not, yes, I'm trying to find a home for them.
Okay, but here's my question. Why isn't she a party to this case?
I didn't know she had to be a party to the case, sir, Your Honor. And to be honest with you, you know, what she tells me and what actually happens seems to be two different things. So I'm like in the dark. I don't know.
Your Honor, may I speak? I would
If
just
you
like to
must.
say, Colleen, I did tell Angela that I wanted you to know I was here.
We offered my mom rent.
Folks, one at a time.
I
Go-
offered to pay rent. I do not mind helping. I am not like that. She literally just did not tell you. I do not know why, but that
Okay.
is the truth.
But how come you guys didn't show up today? I want to talk to you about.
We were
Right.
trying to avoid my mother, like I told you that day, because she has been starting stuff between my family.
Then why do you even want to stay there?
We
We
don't
don't.
want to stay here, but we can't just up and move. I just
Well,
got a job. I'm
I know,
sorry.
but we've been
Folks,
dealing with this since January. Okay, I'm sorry, Your Honor, go ahead.
I would also like to add, the day we received our quit to notice, she entered the residence without our permission and took pictures of our minor kids without permission inside the residence.
Who?
I
My
did not
grandmother
do
did.
that.
I have it
Did
on
not do
camera.
that.
I have cameras inside the house.
So the grandmother took pictures of her grandchildren. What do you want me to
No,
do?
No.
my kids.
My partner.
It's okay. It's
Okay,
just
all right. Look, folks, I'll be honest with you. If I want, I mean, I'll deal with the case, but if I wanted to be a family court judge, that's what I would have done. Here's what you guys need to do, because I don't know who's telling who what. Obviously, what ultimately Ms. Smith is looking to do is to ultimately vacate or have you guys vacate the house so she can sell it to do whatever.
yeah.
But I don't think, as I'm listening to Ms. Smith, that she really wants to kick you guys out into the street. She's just trying to figure out how to do it. She has a belief, as I can tell by what's being said, that you guys won't talk to her, won't show up, won't do whatever. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to adjourn this out 2 weeks. Well, I'm going to adjourn it out 3 weeks. I'm going to adjourn it out to the 23rd, 2023 at 9 a.m. You guys have 3 weeks. You guys, everybody but Perseverance. All of you are full-grown people who in some way and or another are connected to each other. Good, bad, or indifferent, you just are. So what I'm going to suggest that you do is all of you sit down, you three, the three adults, bring the baby, but 3 of you sit down and talk about what you can do to work it out, even if it's just a short-term remedy to try to deal with this. Everybody understood?
Yeah.
I understand, and so you are now saying that Angela doesn't have nothing to do with this. It's up to me.
Well, okay, well, Mr. Smith, here's the problem. The problem is that obviously you rented the tenancy to Angela, your daughter. You
Correct.
rented the house in some way, however it is. I realize you own it. She's still paying rent.
Sometimes.
Okay, whatever. I don't know that because she's not a party to any of this.
Correct.
And then her son and family move in. I have to presume they moved in under what's called color of authority from your daughter. So you as the owner, if you want to evict them, she's the one. So they're almost like subleasing from her lease. So she's the one that really ought to evict them, not you. If you wanted everybody out, then you could evict everybody. Then that would include Angela. Everybody's got to go. All right. So
Okay.
that's really what should happen. And let me just tell you, Ms. Smith, we could go through this. Here's going to be the great difficulty in this case and why I want to see if you guys work it out. You could go through this entire case. You could win. And then when it comes time to evict them, because there's somebody else in the unit and it's not, the full unit is not being restored to you, I'm not sure how that eviction is going to occur. And even if I'd sign the order, because you're not clearing the premises, there's still at least one other person that's there.
Okay, I'm trying to find a home for them. We haven't had any luck, but I'm afraid to make them get out without William and everybody else leaving because of the damage that has been done. But okay.
Okay, I don't know
23rd.
anything about the damage, Ms. Smith.
All
The
right.
only other thing that I can suggest to you, Ms. Smith, is go talk to an attorney, see how they advise you to proceed on it. Okay?
Okay,
But I think you guys are family. And so I'm going to give you 3 weeks. You guys sit down, try to hash it out, figure out what you can do or not do, and then come back. And if you want me to make the decision, I'll make the decision. I do it all day. So I don't
okay.
have a problem doing that. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
23rd, 9 a.m. Thank you, folks.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. You're welcome. Colleen Smith versus William Kennan and Fantasia Ford. This is a termination. Ms. Smith, you'll need to unmute, ma'am.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, sorry.
And then I see Miss Ford on the screen.
Yeah.
And also, is that Mr. Kennan?
Yes.
Got him. Okay. All right. Last time we were here, where are we on this case now?
Okay. Go ahead.
Colleen came over and explained to us that she can't afford the house anymore. Rent is not being paid, and she is concerned that the house would not be able to pass a rental inspection. So she would like to keep going through with the eviction process so that we can get help with Hawk. I have an appointment with Hawk on the 17th. I have applied to apartments. The only issue is that I do not have any credit at the moment because I owe a lot to my credit card company. So I'm not most likely going to be approved based off my credit, but we are trying to leave, and we do have the appointment with Hawk July 17th. And that's where
Not
we're
until
at.
July. Okay. Okay, let me ask this. How much is the monthly rent on the unit on this?
I don't know. The person who's supposed to be paying the rent is Miss Smith's daughter. I don't know. I did offer to pay rent for myself and William and the children, but she declined. So I also did offer to pay for utilities because I understand, but just don't have the money to move.
I'm sorry, but I didn't hear any offer for the utilities. She did offer to pay a little bit for rent. My daughter had been paying $600 a month rent, Your Honor. When I met with Fantasia and William, I gave them a printout of expenses and what I was bringing in. I have that here.
Okay, I can't read that, but I got you.
Okay. Well, I tried to submit it to court, but they said that, you were in a different area. But anyway, the rent paid so far this year was $2,700. My expenses going out when I presented it to Fantasia and them was $4,873. It is now $5,209 because I got the water bill, which had went up over $100. Any little bit of rent that can be paid, it's just not substantial enough that, Your Honor, I can't afford this home. I'm on Social Security now. When I bought the home,
Okay. I
working.
I got it. I get it from the last time. And the reality is that the parties aren't far apart of what needs to be done. It's just trying to figure out how we're going to do this. That's really the reality.
And I
Okay.
feel really bad, I really do. I had offered to be a babysitter so they both could get work. I haven't heard anything about that. But I
As far
also
as
have,
William working, he's disabled. He can't work. He can't do a
Okay,
lot of.
okay, folks, listen.
he was working
Let's
at
back up a
Amazon.
second.
Yes, he was working at Amazon, but he can't count or know the difference between a quarter and a penny.
Okay, just keep talking. That's okay. I don't need to talk. You guys done?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You've got an appointment with Hawk on the 17th. You're applying to apartments to do that, to
Yeah.
try to find someplace. As I recall, what you have, how many minors?
3.
Okay. All right. So the reality is until she can get into Hawk, which can also help with relocation assistance in this. So they can help with that. They can help potentially with rent, but they may want an inspection of the premises. You don't think it'll pass. So we may be running into some difficulties there.
I want to
But
sell the
let's-
home, Your Honor. I need to sell the home. I can't afford this home any longer. I'm on Social Security. We can't afford it. I'm in debt from, and
But Colleen, you bought Angela a trailer and you haven't offered to help us at all, and we don't have anything. That doesn't make any sense. If I
Why
pay you
should-
rent, then you can use the rent to fix the house so you can sell it.
okay. Angela's inheritance, that was her inheritance. I did get her a trailer. So, yeah, but why am I obligated to take care of everybody, Your Honor? I'm sorry.
I'm not telling you to
I've been
take care of me. I'm telling you to take my money so my kids aren't homeless.
Okay, how much money can you give me a month?
Okay,
How
hold
much
on.
do you want
Just
me to give you?
everybody stop.
I can pay. Why are you laughing?
Everybody
I'm
stop.
not laughing. I'm about ready to cry.
Just stop. What letter in stop do you not understand? Thank you. Ms. Ford, if I tell you to put an amount into court escrow, how much can you put in?
I make $17.25 and my hours are 20 hours a week, roughly to 30. So I can do 600.
Okay. Of the 600, when can you pay that into court escrow?
I would be able to do that the latest by July 19th.
Okay. Well, there's where our problem's gonna be. We're gonna need something before July 19th.
Okay. Because can I do the 12th? Because I get paid on Wednesday.
Okay. We don't have Hawk-Ann, do we? Is she here? Okay, let me do this. Amy, I'm sure you've been hearing this. Is there any way, and I know the emergency appointments aren't there, is there any way they can get an appointment earlier than the 17th?
At this point, I have to say no, but more importantly, is there a lease? I know.
Yes.
I don't think there's a lease. The
Yes, there is.
situation, I mean, I think they're gonna need to be directed to relocation or some type of relocation services because the lease, to the extent that it's an oral lease, was with the daughter who is not part of this. Daughter now has a trailer. These folks are there. She needs them out because she's gonna sell the house. They have nowhere to go.
You know, yeah, I was listening to the whole thing, and the requirements of the program require a lease, even if it's a written lease that they come up with to scramble something together. Again, her amount is above the threshold, and you're still aware of, I mean, we're still dealing with that delay of funding. Is this in any way a 4810?
I have, no, it's a 48106.
Oh, 48106. So July 1st, the Ann Arbor Housing Commission will.
I'm sorry, no, it's a 48160. It's a Milan address. It's not in Ann Arbor.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this, folks. They don't have appointments before the 17th, so it can't get moved up. So the only thing we're gonna do, or that we're gonna be able to do at this point, is I'm gonna order that the defendant pay $600 to court escrow. Now I'm gonna have her pay it to court escrow rather than you, because I want to make sure that it gets paid. And then I'll turn that around at the next hearing and ship that out to you, Ms. Smith, in order that the court pay it to you, so that, but I can then keep track of what's paid. I will adjourn this. My next date after that's the 21st.
May I say something, Your Honor? They were
I
referring,
haven't been able to stop you, so go ahead.
I'm sorry. She was referring to a lease, and I do actually have a rental agreement.
Okay,
that William signed. When
But is
they-
it with whom? You
When
have a
they-
blank rental agreement.
A rental agreement that I had made out, yes, when my daughter moved back into the home. And it did state that only listed on the agreement should be living there or could be.
But your daughter's not there.
She's there, she's still there because they're in the process of moving. She hasn't moved yet. They have to put a shower into the home because she's handicapped and can't get into a tub. But she has the home. I have the purchase agreement here too, but I just thought maybe this rental agreement that William signed when they moved back in might help whatever the other lady was talking about to help them out. I didn't know if it was.
Okay, but that rental agreement is between you and your daughter. Is that right?
William signed it also.
Okay,
was
so
a kid when he
William's on the
signed it.
rental agreement?
Yes. Him, his brother, my daughter.
I was
and-
13 when I signed it.
I'm sorry, what?
Okay, look, here's the way we're gonna do this. Miss Ford, I'm looking at you and probably William too. You guys don't have a copy of whatever agreement she's talking about, do you?
No.
All right, so I'm going to adjourn this to July 21st. You're to pay the 600 by the 12th. You have the Hawk appointment on the 17th,
Yep.
21st at what time?
So the copy of the agreement won't help them if I can give them a copy of it?
Well, hold on a moment, please, please.
Sorry.
What time? July 21st, 2023 at 10 a.m. Okay. Ms. Smith, I
Yes,
need you
sir.
to provide a copy of that lease agreement or rental agreement to the court, as well as a copy to the defendants, to Ms. Ford and Mr. Kennett.
Sure. No
Okay?
problem. I have it here.
Get
with
that
me.
copy of that agreement to them prior to the 17th.
I will do it today. Thank you.
We'll see everybody on the 21st. Thank you, folks.
Your Honor,
Thank you,
how do
Your
you
Honor.
submit money to the escrow?
Okay, you'll have to come to the courthouse. So you can come to the courthouse. You're probably, well, you could, 6 of one, half a dozen of another for you because you're down in the Myland area. So you can do it at the Saline Court,
Okay.
14A4, or you can do it at the Service Center Court that I sit at, which is the one by the Sheriff's Department.
Okay.
It'd need to be $600. It needs to be cash. and I've written it in the file, so there should be no problem with them taking the money from you. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Can I just ask one
Yeah.
more question, please?
Yes.
The home needs quite a bit of repair, and I was wondering, can I go ahead and start repairing some of the stuff? After
As
my.
long as it doesn't interfere with their tenancy.
Okay,
So hopefully you guys can work that out so that repairs can be done.
okay, thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Judge Dominic Hampton appearing on behalf of the plaintiff on this case. Judge, I was retained about 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago. I did send in my appearance, but I don't believe it's probably made it into the court's file yet.
We don't have it. No. Okay.
We did send it out the first day, Judge.
Pardon?
I did mail it out the first day of the day I was retained. So.
Okay, that's fine. Kennan and Ford, are they here?
I'm here.
Okay, there they are. Okay. Did you have your meeting with Hawk?
They never called me. I had the appointment set up. They never called me. So at this point, I don't know. I'm gonna have to call them back again.
Amy? She's here, but
I'm here, Your Honor. Good morning. Yeah, I see that she did have a 17th. On the 17th, she was supposed to have Angela call. But I have nothing else further than that. Yeah. I'm not sure what happened.
will they try to reset a call for her?
Of course. Of course.
Okay. All right. We'll try to get that part taken care of.
Thank you.
Mr. Hamden, what does your client want to do in this case? This is a termination.
This is the termination of tenancy case. It's been adjourned, Judge, several times. I did talk to my client, and I do apologize, but I don't think I've got a proper understanding on why this has been adjourned out. And I'm not faulting, Your Honor. I'm not understanding the reasons for the adjournments. It was a termination of tenancy, not a non-payment of rent. There was a notice to quit that was filed. And then there was the summons and complaint has been filed. I'm curious as to the reasonings.
I think because there was, if I'm recalling this one correctly, there's an intervening tenancy in this, which is a bit difficult for the court to even figure out because I think it was something with the daughter.
So Angela Ritchie, Judge, I was slightly, I don't want to use the word suspicious because it sounds so bad in the courtroom. I was thinking that was what was the issue. My client's daughter lived on the property, and I was suspicious that maybe the other occupants were indicating that maybe they had the consent from her in order to stay in the property. But that individual, Judge, no longer lives there. She moved out a few days ago. And so.
Okay. So a few days ago, because, but.
Go ahead, Your Honor.
They
Please.
also took the
But
doorknob.
before she was here.
I'm not gonna interrupt the judge. I apologize, Judge. Go ahead. I'm not
But
gonna-
before she was in the property. And that was part of the issue, as I'm recalling.
Yeah, and I thought maybe that was what the concern was, Judge, but she is not there any longer.
Okay, so daughter moved out 2 days ago. All right, Miss Ford, what were you gonna say?
The house is, like I've said before, unlivable. There's holes in the walls everywhere. The piping does not work. There's a lot of issues with this house. And they've also taken the doorknobs since moving out. I don't really understand that, but that's just about it. There's been no repairs on the house, no
Who
nothing.
took the doorknobs?
Miss Ritchie.
If that would have been anybody, Judge, that would have been the other tenant who was staying there. But I'm not 100% sure how there being occupancy problems would create their ability to stay there in perpetuity.
No, I get it. This is just a mess. Probably belongs in family court. Miss Ford,
Yes.
I think you and William were also trying to look for a place, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. How's that going?
It's not going very well. I have credit issues. He's trying to find employment. He has a criminal record, so that's taking a bit of time. And issues with his education. We don't have any
Okay.
help. The only
All right.
thing we're counting on is Hawk.
Amy, how soon can that appointment be rescheduled to see what might be out there for these folks?
Your Honor, I just reached out to the scheduling team, so she'll be updated. She'll be contacted actually once they've sorted out what happened. I apologize that had happened.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So,
All right.
I can make an overture, Judge, that may be able to maybe get this wrapped up. And I know that the normal time frame to remove is 10 days. My client is willing to extend that to 30 days to give them an entire month in order to find another location to reside. And that should give them an opportunity to meet with Hawk to look at relocation. What my client's largest concern is probably rescheduling this for another hearing and trying to do this on another occasion. And so she is willing to make that overture to give them an additional 20 days.
Well, that's fine, but it's hard for them to do that because, I mean, I guess they could accept that if they wanted to, but it's hard to do that when they're not sure what the options are, which was one of the things that was supposed to happen from Hawk. So,
the issue I see though, Judge, is the fact that they're finding a location to go to through the Hawk doesn't impede my client's ability in order to occupy the premises. And my client is sympathetic and she's attempting to make an overture.
whoa. Counsel, be real careful because I think that this case was brought and not everybody that should have been included in this was included in this. And I am also not sure that, at least as of 2 days ago, when the other person moved out, that this would have been the person to initiate these eviction actions against these two individuals. So if we want to go the strict legal route, we can do it. But I think you better be careful what ground you think you're standing on.
I understand the court's position. I guess my concern, Your Honor, is this has been going on now for what appears to be approximately 3 months. And as I've indicated to the court a few days ago, I'm getting up to speed with regard to the legal minutia as well as the factual minutia. But this has been pending now for a while, and my client, I believe, is the owner of the property and is making an overture to hopefully appease both the occupants and allow them to find time in order to relocate beyond what I think the legal requirement is, which is 10 days. And so they're attempting to make an overture, Judge, in order to get this resolved.
Going to require an answer. I'm going to set this over to the 28th. Amy, can we get them an appointment before next Friday so they can see what their options are?
I'm not
Because
sure.
I think they've got three kids that they gotta,
I
am
understand.
I right, Ms. Ford?
Yeah.
So they're a family eviction.
And Judge, just a quick note before the courts looks at its docket. On the 28th, I have to be in federal court in the morning, so I will not be available that day.
And I gotta go to August 4th.
Judge, August 4th, and I apologize, Judge, but on August 4th, I will be on my anniversary with my wife. And
He still like you? No, I'm kidding.
I don't know.
No, you don't have to answer that.
It's been 21 years and I've not gotten any paperwork in the mail or any phone calls from any of the lawyers. So I'm presuming.
Okay, all right. Here's my problem. If you're not available the 28th and the 4th, I'm not available on the 11th because that's our jury selection. The 1 week out of the month, we don't do landlord tenant. And so that would put it on the 18th. Quite frankly, although there are scheduling issues, that might be the best option because then whatever can be explored through Hawk in terms of relocation for the family can at least happen. They can have a time frame. It may then even fit within or relatively close to your time frame of the overture that you made. So that, for whatever reason, might be our best bet. I'm going to adjourn this to August 18th. What time do we have? 2023, 9 a.m. They'll get that appointment from Hawk. I've noted in the file that the daughter's moved, and let's see what we can get done. I think the defendants are well aware they have to move. It's just trying to find options to try and do it. That's where we are on this. So,
Judge,
all right.
I believe I interrupted the liaison, and I do apologize to her if I did. Did she say that appointment had been scheduled?
Oh, I'm currently talking with the scheduling team to get her rescheduled back on. And it seems like it will be not so much for rental assistance, but for family shelter assistance.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. Just want to clarify that. Thank you.
All right.
She'll be
Okay.
contacted though for that.
So, and we can certainly get something hopefully within that time frame now that we've set this out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And happy anniversary.
Thank you,
Court
Judge.
calls the case Janice Williams versus Van Jenkins. Colleen Smith versus William Kennan.
Good morning, Judge. Dominic Hamden appearing on behalf of the plaintiff. My client Judge is here in the Zoom room as well.
All right. And it's Kennan, Ford.
Yep.
Okay. You guys are here. Okay. Where are we now on this case, folks?
Judge, the last time we were in court, Your Honor wanted to set this matter over, I think, for 1 or 2 weeks to give them an opportunity to meet with somebody in order to see if they could make moving arrangements. I wasn't available, so the court set it over for a month to today's date. And I do not know if there's been any progress made regarding the defendants finding alternative housing.
Folks, where are you?
When we spoke to Hawk, they told us that there was nothing that they could do until we were actually fully homeless. Because we stay here, we technically do not qualify as homeless. At least that's what the worker told me, and she said that she didn't even understand why I was given the appointment to begin with. So at this point, there's nothing that we can do. We have nowhere to go. So
Let me ask you this, folks. How long will it take you to get yourselves moved out of there? I realize you've been there for a while, but
well, at this point, we're gonna try to go to separate places. So a month. I'll take my 2 children, we don't share, and he's gonna take our baby and go to a different place for the time being.
Judge, if you could unmute my client, I'll just ask her whether or not she's agreeable to possession within 30 days or 30 days.
Unmuted. Yes,
ma'am,
fine.
Okay. My client's indicated, Judge, that she's fine with that.
all right. What I will do then is I'm going to grant judgment finding no tribal issue. I'm going to grant a judgment for possession to the plaintiff. Writ will issue 30 days out. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Would there be something? I
Thank
can
you.
add?
Good luck, guys.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Smith, I will call you probably early this morning because I will be on the road. Early this afternoon because I'll be on the road. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, Judge, have a good
Thank you,
day
Judge.
and have a good weekend.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Court does call the case of Triple R Development versus JP Torching and Demolition.
What are you eating? Morning, Your Honor. Attorney Rebecca Haynes appearing on behalf of Triple R Properties Development.
And I think it's
Good morning,
Mr.
Your Honor.
Perez.
This is Julio Perez.
So William had an ongoing case in front of Judge Freshour in the 14A District Court. It seems that he had some kind of an altercation right about the time their baby was born in January of 2023 that resulted in charges of ag assault and DV. He had a plea deal and received probation. This was February of 2023, and within a month or so, he violated his probation. And there have been probation violation hearings ongoing periodically every few months since March of 2023, up until June of 2024, when there was a show cause hearing scheduled and William failed to appear. So a warrant was issued for his arrest. He was taken into custody several weeks later and held on a $1,000 bond. He's due in front of Judge Freshour again this week as his original term of 18 months of probation is up. Grandma was able to take that property that she couldn't afford and sell it for a hefty profit of $250,000. Since she had no mortgage on it or any other liens, I'm sure that was helpful to her and her family. I was unable to find any other trace of the kids online, so I hope they are doing well and have found stable housing by this point. Until next time.